Hi, welcome to EDEC 500, Child Development Theories in Early Education. I'm your instructor for this course, Amy Cimarusti. I'm an adjunct faculty member for Concordia University. I live in Mount Prospect, Illinois, so I'm quite a ways away from California. For my full-time job or calling, I'm serving at St. Paul Lutheran School in Mount Prospect. I teach a multi-age preschool class every morning, so I have 3, 4, and as they'll remind me, some are 5 years old already. And in the afternoon, I work out of the office as our early childhood program director. So our school has preschool through 8th grade. We have 5 preschool classrooms, and then by the time you're in 8th grade, we're down to 1 classroom of 8th graders. I've been teaching for 31 years. I have experience with teaching toddlers up through 3rd graders, and I've taught various courses in early childhood education at the college level. I'm really excited to teach this class because everything that you'll be learning throughout this session aligns with my philosophy of education. I'm always excited about play-based learning, researching that, experimenting with that, leading the rest of my staff in play-based learning theories. I also love to see the ideas that we learn from theorists come to fruition in students, where you can kind of track development and you see those changes. Is so exciting. And I'm always seeking out ways to teach in more developmentally appropriate ways, to set up my classroom in that way and to design curriculum. Throughout this course, I'm hoping to empower you to defend developmentally appropriate practices to those stakeholders in your program: parents, boards, administration, community leaders, considering the whole child: social, emotional development, physical, cognitive, and even spiritual development. We'll use research-based practice, and learning that and using it will help educate colleagues and parents. And then also learning how to support young children in their development by defending those developmentally appropriate practices. And sometimes I find that it's easier to convince people of your beliefs and your philosophy if you're using research-based evidence as your support. I want us to work together to understand the challenges that we face, and then also adopt personal and professional beliefs of what we think best practices is for young children. So now some guidelines and housekeeping for the next 8 weeks. You're engaged in master's level work, so professionalism is expected. So please respect assignments and due dates. Everything should be lined up by date in your syllabus. Any assignments that are submitted past the due date receive a 10% reduction in points per day. So please be mindful of that when you're submitting assignments. We're using APA 7 for assignments. There are so many wonderful, valuable resources that are available at our fingertips. And so when you're using someone else's quote or you're summarizing their ideas, just use those appropriate citations to give them that credit. I want us to be a great community of learners, you with me as well as you with the other people in the cohort. So please be respectful and thoughtful in group discussions. And I find that we'll have that ability to kind of expand our own mind and belief system by just listening to others. And so hopefully you'll gain some new perspectives, understand someone's point of view, and just being able to listen and understand and reflect appropriately is a really valuable experience for working with colleagues. And sometimes, I get heated in debates and need to learn how to listen a little bit more, but also be able to summarize what someone else's beliefs are, to reflect that back to them and understand them. When you are done with your program, you'll be an alumni of Concordia. So congratulations. Take all advantage of what Concordia has to offer. So joining social media communities, LinkedIn, utilizing that online writing lab, the OWL, and also the library. So there are many resources available to you. So really take advantage of that. And if you have questions, please reach out to me. I'll try to respond to emails within 12 hours, at the most 24 hours, to get back to you. So I want to make sure that we're interacting appropriately and that you feel like you can get a hold of me. And if I have not responded to an email, my phone number is included in the course outline. And so you can always text me and try to get a hold of me that way. So congratulations to you on starting your master's degree program. It is a huge step. I know that you are juggling many different things. And so this is not just your full-time focus. And I understand that. But it should be rewarding. It should be a great learning opportunity. And you will feel accomplished, I promise you, with each step. So I have a Bible verse for you today in closing. So from Joshua 1:9, this is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So I find that you already are very courageous for taking this step in your personal life, in your professional career. And I will pray for you throughout this session that you have that courage to continue, that you have the strength, the balance that you need in life, but that you also find this to be a really rewarding and fulfilling experience.